I'm here with Gokhan Avicoglu, Ferda Kolatan. We're at the Halicport project on the Golden Horn, the Haliç in Istanbul. It's January 6th, the Greek Orthodox Christmas, and we're kind of inspecting this half-built project and talking about its implications for architecture moving forward here in Istanbul, in terms of Istanbul as a historic city. So let's go inside and see what's been created there. So we're here in a completed interior because we have a timber roof embedded within this steel structure. I'm here with Gokhan Avicoglu, Ferda Kolatan. We're at the Halicport project in Istanbul on the Golden Horn. Gokhan, you want to say a little bit about what the importance of Istanbul architecture is for a global architectural today?
We don't know yet. We're working on it. Actually, we have a plan about a new architecture biennale in Istanbul. Therefore, we would like to visit some places which part of
this could be a place for an exhibition, for example.
That's the idea. We would like to organize this place maybe 2023 or 2000, in the middle of 2023, let's say. Therefore, we invite Ferda also. Ferda is our board member, our foundation, you actually, and then checking out the place, the site, construction site, and what can we do with that place. I think the amazing place.
It looks, Ferda, it looks pretty close to the Venice.
And also the Halicport and Arsenale, that time, connected each other.
Yes. We have the Venetians and the Constantinopolians, or Istanbul residents. So it's almost it's a part of that same Mediterranean architectural expression dating back.
What used to be a trade of goods,
right,
was now a cultural trade of sorts.
Yes. Venetian, Istanbul trade in ideas and goods has been around for a long time. Ferda, you're an architect, Turkish, German-born, and now you're in New York.
Now I'm in New York, and I'm a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, Weitzman School of Design. And I came to Istanbul with my students 3 times, and we did also projects along the Haliç, the Golden Horn. So I know this area also a little bit better from that angle.
So the Haliç, historically speaking, was an area in recent history, was a kind of warehouse and a area and a kind of industrial area, correct? What's the 19th, 20th century history?
Yes, I mean, actually where we stand is part of what used to be the shipyards, which has now been converted to cultural mixed programming. But along this entire stretch, the shipyard extended, and it was originally established by Mehmet the Conqueror,
right,
after he conquered Istanbul, which then was Constantinople, of course, in 1453, and he established somewhere here down closer to the Bosphorus the first sort of naval shipyard. And in one form or another it survived until this day. There's still a functioning part down the road. And of course, over time, like it's the case in many cities, post-industrial cities, what used to be a very active industrial port program started to move away around to other parts of the city, and basically the gentrification and urbanization started to take hold of these areas. They no longer were part of an industrial district, and therefore the desire arose to reprogram them in more contemporary fashion.
We're at the shipyards of the Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality, which is a working shipyards. And we're here with Ferda Kolatan, who has prepared a book and studies and research, design research on this building, on this complex. And we want to talk a little bit about exactly what the nature of that design work was and your research.
Yeah. This is a really, really interesting place. This is one of the last remaining shipyards with 3 dry docks at the Haliç, at the Golden Horn. It was filled with dry docks, and over a period of time they started to move out into other parts of the city. So this is basically the last remainder of what had started really all the way back with Mehmet the Conqueror. When he took Constantinople in 1453, he established an early version of the shipyard, a naval yard right here at this place, which then grew and of course changed over all these years. But in this particular case, the existing dry docks are from around 1900.
What we see here.
We can see one behind that ship, and then there are 2 more, not visible right now. So they're about 100 and 120, 25 years old. The rock was partially brought from Mount Vesuvio, which is an interesting detail. Yes, yes. And it's a beautiful mix between also architectural ornamentation and detailing. You see that a little bit in this case. It's actually a mihrab. So it's sort of the holiest part of a mosque. And so there's this kind of religious aspect that was built into these shipyards to sort of endow the ships that were built here, with powers.
What was the nature of your work here? Can you describe in this book that you're working on?
So basically, I brought my students here with Weitzman School of Design with the help of GAD Foundation, who sponsored our trip here, and we worked on projects that were rehabilitating the shipyard, but in particular the dry docks, into a new kind of leisure program. And we called it the painted gardens of the shipyard, because one of the distinguishing aspects that you will see when you go into the dry docks is a beautiful texture and mix of colors that are moss and seaweed and thyme and rust, all mixed with some kind of metallic residue, and all of it has a really kind of amazing quality.
And this is in your book, you're discussing this.
This is in the book, and this of course is combined with the really interesting problem of how to deal with industrial sites after they no longer serve the original program. What you do with them, what kind of new imaginaries can be developed with them. So we chose for this particular site a quote-unquote garden, again, very specifically not a park, not an institutionalized version of green space in the city, but garden with all its connotations that reach really way back to the idea of the biblical gardens and whatnot.
What is the name of this book, and when will we see it published?
So the name of the book is Hybrid Architecture Istanbul, and hopefully we'll be publishing it in 2022. It will show a number of different sites in Istanbul, one of which is the one here. We see the shipyard, the Haliç shipyards.
Cappadocia is coming up. It's the first project. The color changes in different places.
But you have the continuity of the terrazzo.
There is immaterialization.
There is no material, only space.
Horizon harcı, which is a very old Ottoman Byzantine
Yeah,
plaster.
plaster.
Okay, it almost looks like James Turrell.
Exactly, exactly.
I don't remember any of the GAD project with all this recessed lighting. Başka?
Yeah, genelde ben çok, I like
Var
that.
mı recessed lighting?
Evet,
Nerede?
I like.
Ben böyle bir recessed lighting görmedim. Projede.
I'll show you. Even Esma, there are many.
Esma there, but the recessed lighting washing a wall like this, I think this is the first large-scale application.
And also the separated the floor.
Yeah, the floor, this is the floor, that's the wall.
Böyle, it's interesting.
Floor's geometry is different geometry.
It's like installation, yeah?
Yeah.
James Turrell, yes.
Yeah, it definitely has
Are they
a
going to put art on these
Turrell
walls?
feel.
No?
What?
Are they going to put art on these walls?
I like to keep like
to
that.
keep these not art.
An abstraction, fantastic, but I don't know. Maybe we can flooring and also the infrastructure and insulation, keeping the dry the spaces.
For example, here we have kind of this white color into this red color, these differentiations of space between color and light.
Yeah.
But the structure was the previous structure, in large part. I'd like to return to that section of the previous building we were looking at, but there was also an arch, and there was also, this is I think, a kind of a more smooth transition between